and welcome to Good News Friday. Mike Simon is here, and I'm Joey Yarber from Simon Solutions. We are honored that you're joining us today to talk about what we are finding in communities. Mike, we're learning a lot, and it's all good as we are working and focusing in on a solution. We're not just focusing in on services. We want to solve some of the unique challenges that we're now finding. I don't know that any of us were prepared with COVID-19 and some of the challenges that we've been seeing and hearing from our customers about those unique challenges. But the great thing about it, Mike, is that we're preparing everyone, moving forward with some of the features that we already have in Oasis Insight and Charity Trackers. So right off the bat, here we are. We're taking on these challenges, but we are a solutions-focused company. And our solution ultimately is on the transformation that can happen within a person, whether they're going through food insecurity, they're having an issue from a shelter perspective, or a health crisis like COVID-19. Just a wonderful way of being able to equip you to work more effectively, more productively, and ultimately moving the needle. Mike, we've talked about moving the needle, and I know you like that expression. It really kind of paints the picture, doesn't it, as to our goals and ultimately working with everybody.
Yeah, you think about moving the needle, you look at a gas tank.
Right.
I mean, if your gas tank's sitting on empty, you're not going to be going very far, will you?
No, you won't.
But if your gas tank is full, then you got the potential to be on the road and travel a long distance. And that's what moving the needle is really all about, is building capacity up for full capacity of resources and knowledge and everything that people need to live all the way from surviving to thriving. And that's
Exactly
where we want to get people to. And that's why I love what you say, Joey. We don't track tragedy. We like to track transformation.
Well, Mike, we can measure it, can't we? I mean, the beautiful thing about it is, and this is the stories that we hear time after time after time, is that working with someone in a crisis situation, you can confirm that they're in a crisis situation. You can document, track, if you will, those numbers, specifically focused in on that crisis scenario. But it doesn't have to be chronic. You know, with the proper care and utilizing comprehensive coordinated care and working from that perspective, now we're working in a transformation process and we're setting goals. The great thing about outcomes, a feature that we have in Charity Tracker Plus, you can set up benchmark goals. You can measure that progress. You can see, you can track not just that place of tragedy, but where you are in that transformation process. And this is what has so many agencies so excited. And a lady told me this week, Mike, she was so excited about assessments because she needs to focus in on the current status of an individual that she's working with. Needs to know whether there's progress being made in some of the programs that she's working with them on. If there's not progress, okay, we got to fix this. We got to change this. If there is progress, hey, we're on our way. We know that we're on the right road moving forward, and we are moving that needle. We're measuring that progress. We're measuring that success, and then ultimately the goal to get them to, as you so eloquently share, and I love, you put some graphs together and you've been sharing these, but it really does paint the picture as to where ultimately we're headed to the top of the peak, if you will, in abundant living. And I love that word, abundant living. What does that mean? How do we get there? But we got to start measuring. We got to start focusing in on moving in that needle.
That's exactly right. And in order to get there, you have to decide, well, where is it exactly are we going? Yeah. And I've got a couple of slides, if you don't mind. I'll share.
Yeah, please. Would love to see that.
And we'll see how you do it. I'm gonna share my screen here.
Yep.
And and I'm going to bring up this slide so you can see it, because I get excited about this particular slide. Yeah. Because this is your transformational roadmap, what you were just talking about. And we are excited, that helping agencies across the country, they're learning now how to partner together and developing a more comprehensive approach to transforming people's lives. And as each agency, Joey, will just simply do its part in contributing to comprehensive coordinated care, individuals and families are given a chance to thrive and not just survive. And this begins with crisis care, where someone who is in a crisis situation, and this is where diverse helping agencies can work together to provide food and shelter and safety for emergency situations. And then the next step includes a vast amount of knowledge and support provided by different helping agencies who can offer education, counseling, and unique programs and services. And then also keep going on the road, and you come across what I call collaborative empowerment. This is where diverse agencies collectively provide people with important services such as childcare, transportation, and specialized job skills. And then, of course, the next step is when they start experiencing some form of transformation. And this is where they can connect with organizations and businesses.
Yeah.
They provide good jobs, employee benefits, and financial stability. And of course, the ultimate goal is to connect them with things that provide them with abundant living in their lives. This is where hopes are finally realized, such as home ownership, savings accounts. And at this time, this is where people become very grateful for their transformation journey. And they are willing to give back to their community through donations and volunteerism, thereby helping those who first helped them. Is that not cool?
Love that. Love that.
Now, how does the community get there? And I'm going to go through real quickly here. I'm going to find the slide that will show you how to do that. I'm going real quick. There it is. And this is how a community can make that happen. And you know, what's interesting about it is we hear communities ask us, well, what is your vision? And I've heard this so many times. Well, we would love that people would be able to live a happier, healthier, and a more meaningful life. And we want that for everyone in our community. Does that not make sense? Is that not something that communities would love to have? Yeah. Well, what we're finding out from communities that are moving forward, using our technology, engaging in collaboration, striving for systemic change, there is a roadmap to this. There's a way to get to the summit of this experience. And it all starts out with some milestones and checkpoints that any community out there can do this. Now it's possible, Joey. But I would say maybe 10 years ago it was not, but it is now because of breakthroughs in technology. And it all starts out with a milestone of building trusting relationships. Those trusting relations will help build the community partnerships that you need in your community so people can work together. And it all starts with better communication. This is where it all starts, Joey, better communicate. It's where all the organizations in your community can actually know of the others in the community that do similar things, and they start to connect.
Yeah.
And then when they start to connect, then there's increased cooperation. That's when people get to, really to value and respect each other, because there's a lot of organizations out there doing some great and wonderful things. And oftentimes they get so busy in their own process, they don't realize that others out there doing the very same thing. And what if they connected with them? Oh boy, now you're reducing your duplication of services.
Yeah.
Now you can make a better informed decision how to allocate your limited resources where they are most needed. And then the next step in the journey is, this is a great opportunity. It's called community-wide resource mobilization. Our technology can help you tap into that abundant, often unrecognized wealth of local community assets. This is powerful. And then those assets can be used in more powerful and productive ways. And when this happens, that leads you into a form of collaboration. And you're in what we call cross-sector collaboration. That's where the private, public, and social sectors, they're now connecting in community conversations. And they're saying, how can we work together? And let's figure out a way what the best practices are to make that happen. Because it's going to benefit us, but it's really going to benefit those people that we serve. Then your community and people's lives enter in systemic change. There's a great big difference between incremental change and transformative change. We're talking about transformative change now. And then you'll experience collective community impact. That's powerful, Joey. I mean, the guys at Collective Impact many years ago in the Stanford Innovative Review, they told us this was possible. This is where funders are leaning now. Yeah. They want collective impact. They're asking communities, are y'all all working together? And you had a story that you can tell about a guy that you talked with just this week about that. Now, when we get into collective impact, it sets the stage for what I call a catalytic infrastructure in your community that will lead you to a strong infrastructure that will allow comprehensive coordinated care to happen in your community. And when you engage in comprehensive coordinated care where everybody says, what is my part of our job? Now we're really making a huge difference in the lives of the people. Now we're not just turning people away and saying, this is all I can help you to do. Now we can say, well, I may not have exactly what you need, but I can point you in the direction of someone who does. And you start connecting this. And now you can come up with a continuum of care that's phenomenal, and that's comprehensive coordinated care. When you do this, you're now moving the needle. Every community out there, Joey, for years, I've heard it for years, they're trying to move the needle on poverty and hunger and health disparities, and they've not been able to do it. Joey, they can now. And that's what's exciting. And so the summit experience for everyone is that everyone in your community has the chance to live a healthier, happier, and a more meaningful life. Is that not exciting?
It's very exciting, Mike. And the capabilities of reaching the top of the peak, the top of the mountain, nothing quite like the view from the top of the mountain. All of those capabilities, step by step by step, are within Charity Tracker and some of the features that have been set up. So we want to work with you. We want to work with you in accomplishing this. Just like Mike is sharing, there is a plan. We've designed the transformative roadmap, if you will, regarding technology and how that can assist you in this process and goals. Because there's a lot of you out there right here, right now, and you're thinking, okay, I've got to make a difference. I want to transform these lives of the people that I work with every day in and day out. And it's Charity Tracker. We can help. For all of you out there that are challenged right now with COVID-19, food insecurity, shelter, all kinds of things, please know we're with you every step of the way. Our technology can really affect change. We would love to accompany you on your journey. For Mike, I'm Joey. Thank you so much for joining Simon Solutions. It's all Good News Friday.